Hey guys, it's Raul again, and today I'll be talking to you guys about somewhat of a touchy subject, and that is religion in YA. Now, I'm not here to preach to you guys about any certain religion or to favor one religion over another, but it's more to highlight kind of the lack of religious topics within YA literature and why it's important to need to incorporate these themes more into YA. Now, between the year 2000 and 2011, 199 books were published that dealt with religion in one way or another. Now, within those 199 books, 48 of them were in the YA genre. If we were to include books in the middle school age, they would go up to about 65, which only really leaves about 11 books a year that are being published with these religious themes. Now, within recent years, we have had more books that are published that kind of embrace more religious themes or help navigate or stand up against religious beliefs being posed by family or by culture and finding one's own voice. Now, an author by the name of Rada Abdel Fattah wrote two books, one called Does My Head Look Big in This? And the other one called The Lines We Cross, that both deal with Muslim girls defending their beliefs in spite of judgment and ridicule. Now, Margaret August, in her article titled Those Kinds of Books, Religion and Spirituality in Young Adult Literature, states that the best young adult books, the ones that captivate young readers the most, are the ones that sometimes explore challenging and engaging subjects. The provocative nature of religion in literature ignites conversations that are essential to the development of teenagers, of critical thinking that adolescents require to become insightful and intelligent adults. Now, YA literature that deals with religious themes can sometimes be seen as taboo, and that's mainly because of where they come from our backgrounds, family traditions, cultures, our own experiences, and responses to these themes are often uniquely personal. Which is no surprise when books do decide to feature these kinds of themes, young adults exploring their spiritual and religious identities. Deeply personal and passionate debates are formed because of this, and sometimes people kind of choose to stay out of these kinds of personal debates. Now, surprisingly, a lot of libraries actually choose not to carry these books with these strong religious themes for fear of the backlash that they receive. The ALA actually reported that a lot of the books that actually end up receiving the most amount of complaints in their annual book banning statistics are books that deal with religious topics. Now, YA itself can represent a lot of different themes that young adults can relate to, whether they be pregnancy or abortion or violence, sexuality, race, and mental health. Despite its complicated nature, religion can also fall within kind of that essential part of any teenage life. Authors who do decide to look into these themes a little bit more need to do so in authentic ways that both honor the passion that religion can evoke and the rights to not be preached to. Now, even if it is questioning one's own beliefs or trying to figure out what you believe without family influences, religion is just as important as any other theme in YA literature. Now we have books like The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, where the main character kind of challenges her mother's strict religious rules and tries to figure out who God is for herself and what that means for her and her future outside of the church. We also have A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi that deals with a Muslim girl 1 year after the 9/11 incident and kind of her trying to stay strong within all of the adversity that's going on, how people are viewing her now as a terrorist, and her story of keeping strong in her beliefs throughout this time in history. And like I mentioned before, with The Lines We Cross by Rada Abdel Fattah, we have our main character, Mina, who lives in Australia, and the boy that she kind of falls in love with is the son of a large group in Australia that kind of doesn't believe in equality for immigrants. So you have Michael, who is trying to kind of figure out what he really believes in, standing up against his parents, and then Mina, who's kind of trying to stay strong with her religious beliefs without being judged, trying to stay strong for her and for her family's sake. Now, a study was done where 3,370 teenagers were questioned about their religious beliefs. 80% of them ended up identifying as either Roman Catholic, Protestant, Eastern Orthodox, Mormon, or Jewish. Now, within this percentage, 82% of them belonged to a local congregation, 80% of them had little to no doubts on their religious beliefs, 71% of them expressed having a relationship with God, 65% of them prayed alone a few times a week, and 52% of them attended church 2 or 3 times a week. Now, with statistics like this, it makes me wonder why more YA books aren't being published that can help teenagers navigate through these kinds of religious themes or their religious lives through the eyes of characters that they can identify with a little bit better. Books that explore the spiritual and emotional experiences of teenagers can serve as a guide toward integrating the culture, social, moral, intellectual, and religious elements of teenagers' lives by providing them a forum where they can ask and answer questions like, who am I? Why was I born? How can I find meaning in life? And what is my purpose? So what do you guys think about incorporating more religion in YA? Is it necessary? Should it be a topic that we stay away from or it's too touchy, you believe we need more of it, and it is an essential part of growth, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys all again for watching, and I will see you all next time.